folks, thanks for joining me today. So in today's tutorial of my 12 days of Halloween, we are doing a Mad River rock, and I painted the shape that I wanted, and it goes along with the shape of the rock, but I did not put tape on it this time. So most of the times I do, but this particular painting, I wanted it to be kind of like wispy around the edges. So that's why I didn't do that. And I'm totally okay with if I go out of the lines, but I do try to stay within the lines. So the yellow that I'm using is primary yellow. I've been using it quite a bit in this series. I just love the color, and it just applies so easily and really shows the brightness of it, probably because it is a primary yellow. Then I'm using Tiger Lily Orange. Now this is a patio paint, so it's meant for outdoors. I use this the odd time because I really like how it blends, and it's thicker than your regular paint. So it's something to do with being able to withstand the elements and be outside. But I really, really like how this worked. And it, for the effect that I wanted, it was the best choice. So that's why I'm using it. It's also by DecoArt. I also use a little bit of phthalo blue up at the top. Oh, there, I'm doing it now. And it gives the color of like an emerald green, I guess, or like a really dark green. And that's why I wanted to use that. Now you'll notice too that I haven't cleaned my brush, and I did that on purpose because I'm doing this blending. And so I just keep adding the color that I wanted, and keep doing the brush strokes back and forth. I don't change my brush strokes to go up and down. I keep going side to side, and that gives me the look that I'm going for. You should always go with the same brush strokes so that you get that nice even coat going back and forth. So I'm just adding a little bit more of primary yellow, and I keep doing this back and forth and back and forth until I get the exact blend that I'm looking for. So bear with me while I continue doing this. It could, well, it couldn't do anything really. It's just, it's my preference. It's totally up to you on how you want to blend. You don't have to do it as long as I do. You can be maybe one of the lucky ones where the blending happens so perfect the first time you don't have to do anymore. And that's happened to me before too. So just keep that in mind. Here I'm just scraping off or pushing off some of the excess paint that's on my brush so that I can get it applied to the rock. So while I'm doing this, I'm just going to take this opportunity to say thanks for joining me today. And if you like this video, the best way to let me know is by giving me that thumbs up. And if you're new, I want to say thank you for joining. Welcome. If you really like this, please subscribe. I have a ton of videos that have already been posted, and I have so many more ideas coming up. Now, I do post once a week. This is just a series that I wanted to do to post one a day for 12 days. It's the 12 days of Halloween. Last year I did one that was the 12 days of Christmas, and they seem to go really well. So I might do another 12 days of Christmas. I would be very interested to know any ideas you have for Christmas. I mean, it's coming, right? So I'd be really interested to know what you want to see me paint for Christmas, and I can put those all in with my 12 days of Christmas. So make sure that you leave me a comment below to let me know what you'd like to see. So now what I'm going to be painting is, if you didn't see the thumbnail at the beginning to click on this video, I'm going to be making a forest. These are actually going to be, I've always wanted to try this, and it turned out really awesome. The only thing I would do differently is at the end when I put all the eyes in, because it's eyes in the woods, I would do it with the glow-in-the-dark paint. So I might redo it or do another one, and I'll put on the glow-in-the-dark paint to make the eyes glow. So I'm doing some trees here, but I don't like how they turned out. I think that my paint was too blobby. So I do go back with my other brush that I use to make leaves and pine needles, I guess, like for your conifers. I do go back and I fix that all up, and unfortunately a lot of the background gets lost, but it does shine through in between. So that was the point of why I wanted the blend done so much like this. So I'm just doing a bunch of tree trunks right now, and then I'm going to come in with my other brush that is like, I know at one time it was probably a good brush, but now it's like spread all over the place, and it makes leaves and the needles for the trees so perfectly. So it's now my brush that I use for making my trees. So as I do this, you can start to see it come alive. Like the forest is starting to really appear right in front of your eyes, and you can still see some of that background in between where the black paint is not. And that was my point. That's what I wanted, and it turned out amazing. So I just do this. I continue to put the black paint on, and again, silhouette. One of my favorite things to paint. Oh, I'm focused on my hand there. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, silhouette paintings. I love doing silhouette paintings. They're so much fun to do, very forgiving, something easy to do. And if you're new at doing something and you're not sure about the details, this is the best way to do it, just to get comfortable, to do a silhouette of a forest. And it helps you hone in on those details so that later when you want to add color to it, then it's a lot easier. The concept of doing it is already put into your brain because you've been doing the silhouettes. So that's what I do. Let me know also in the comments if you want to see me, one of my paintings of realistic painting. I have quite a few. I usually do them on my Mad River rocks, but on the bigger ones, I have all sorts. I've got like autumn forests and birch forests and waterfalls and all sorts of stuff. So let me know if you'd like to see those as well. I do post them over on my Facebook page, so if you wanted to head over there, there's a link in the description below. You can head on over to my Facebook page and you can join, and then you can see all of those as well. I don't usually do them as tutorials because I find that they take for a very long time, and for me to edit them and get them down into a viewable time for you guys, I would be painting so fast that you wouldn't be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Kind of like right now where I'm focused on my hand rather than the painting itself. I'm really sorry for that. So I wanted this forest to look really thick. So that's why I kept going in. And now I'm just using a nail stylus tool, and I'm adding little or two dots, one beside the other, in white. And I'm just randomly putting them everywhere because those are the eyes in the woods that are looking at you and they're watching you, and it's kind of creepy. And that's why this is the Halloween, or part of the Halloween 12 Days of Halloween series. So let me know what you think. This was fun to do. I really should have done the glow in the dark because I think this would have been really cool if when you shut the lights off and you just have the eyes glowing at you. I think that would have been like really cool. So I might do another painting like this and throw in the glow in the dark paint. You can do it as well, and see how it works out. But yeah, it would have been really, really cool just to have all these glowing eyes staring at you. And yeah. Anyways, so I'm just randomly putting these eyes on wherever I feel fit. They can be high up in the trees. They can be low down in the shrubs or the bushes, or maybe even long grass if that's what is in the forefront. I've made that really black, so you can't really see any detail if it's grass or whatever, but that's the whole point of it. And you just have all these little eyes looking at you, and they could be like owls up in the trees. They could be maybe little foxes in the bottom. They could be all sorts of different creatures that are watching you, and just really kind of creepy. So then I go around and I outline the edge, but I don't paint anywhere where that funky brush was that I was using that made the differences in the tree, I guess the needles or the leaves. I just go around on the outside of that because I really wanted it to have, especially with the background too, where my paintbrush may have flipped and left some blurry kind of look. I wanted to keep that. So I'm doing an outline on the outside of all of that until I get to the solid black on the bottom. And I just find that it really turned out really well. Now this rock, once it's resined, it gets really dark. So it kind of actually merges in with the painting because the painting is so dark as well. But the only way to test that is you just add a little bit of water onto your rock before you do anything to get an idea as to how dark it's going to go when you resin it. And that's a good determination as to how dark it's going to be, and then how much you can either darken or lighten your own painting so that it really shines through. So you'll see what I mean at the end of the video. I have pictures posted of the final product. So make sure you stick around for that so you can see what I'm talking about. So I just finished up with my fine lining brush, just going around cleaning up the edges. And then I let it dry for a full 24 hours and a coat of resin. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.